I want to quickly go over by far the easiest method to collect all the collectible Claptrap trophies or achievements in the Claptrap Robot Revolution DLC. It involves farming Minac. At the end of the DLC, playthrough 1 is preferable. And all that you really require for this run is an Anarchy SMG. Times 4 is ideal, high fire rate over 10, and the damage at 200 or even a little bit less works fine. A big magazine also really helps. Again, on playthrough 1, I'm using fairly high damage weapons, so I'm easily able to take out the enemies that come out of Minac. And the way that this particular farm works is that roughly 3 to 5 enemies will pop out of him if you're AFK farming, which is the easier method, but it takes much longer. This way, though, what you do is you take enemies out by shooting him in his hole, and enemies spawn as quickly as they die, which means if you're doing it fairly effectively, you can end up taking out 20 enemies at each of Minac's stops whenever he stops to spit enemies out. What he does is he'll bounce between 4 locations, here, 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 and here, with a 5th stop where he doesn't actually spit enemies out, he just takes a bit of a break to shoot at you. And the method is to follow him around the 4 stops. Okay, he stopped in the middle here, so I don't have to worry about farming right now. I'll just show you what I've accumulated in roughly an hour of farming. These are at the 4 locations. You can see 3D glasses, you can see panties, fish in a bottle. I saw some pizza lying around. Pizza's the hardest one to end up with, but there's, I don't know, 5+ pizzas lying around as well. So again, you just walk up to him and take out enemies as quickly as you can, and more keep on popping out. I'm shooting burst fire because unfortunately, with the times 4, I empty the clip far too fast, and the reload time makes it a bit more difficult because the enemies that pop out of him have a chance to get around me and explode, which makes the run take longer. I'm not able to continually fire into him. So with burst fire, I can still take the enemies out roughly as fast as they spawn, but I'm not emptying the clip nearly as quickly. You can get this done on either playthrough, but playthrough 1 does work better because the enemies are weaker. You're not taking nearly as much damage from his beams or whatever, and it isn't nearly as difficult to wipe out the turrets that are sitting all over him as well. This farm works on all versions of the game, on the Switch, PS4, PS3, Xbox One, 360, PC, all of that. And once this is done, I'll explain running around a bit. So right now he's sitting at this corner. If he turns to the right, I can expect him to go here, meaning I need to follow him and make sure that I'm waiting in front as he's turning around so that I can continue farming those enemies. If he just starts moving, I can expect that he'll go either here or into the center, and depending on how quickly he's moving, it'll tell me whether I should follow him or whether I've got some time to pick up loot. So it looks like he's moving to a corner. He's moving fairly quickly, so I know that he's moving to a corner, and I can run up and get ready to farm more. The good thing about doing it this way is that even though you could benefit from having some elemental weapons that may be hard to farm, it really is as simple as just using an anarchy. Oh, I got hit. The other way of farming him is when you're passively just letting him pop out enemies like 3 times every stop. And you can just leave your game on and very slowly, over the course of maybe an entire day, you will find loot that you can pick up, but it takes a long time. And like I don't want to leave my PS4 on for that long. I'd rather actively do it and get the farm done much quicker. It is a bit of an inconvenience that if I let enemies through, they can explode me. So yeah, this is another one of the piles. You can see a whole bunch of gas cans, and then I'll just let him run. And then this is the final pile over here. Again, this stuff popped up from like around an hour of farming. There's 2. Okay, so slice of pizza. Panties, fish in a bottle. It's a bit hard to tell. If I were to pick it all up, then I'd know how much of the harder items to find there are. But as you can see, there's already a whole bunch of them. This farm, oh, he's coming over here. So when he's moving fairly quickly, and you can assume that he's going to a corner for you to farm again, you do want to keep up with him. This is easier to do with the siren. Oh. Because you can phase walk and literally keep up to his speed. Okay, he's moving to the far corner now. So paying attention to how he rotates right before he moves will give you an indication as to where he's going. I should have reloaded before starting this. And you can just start unloading completely auto, not just burst fire into him, but you will have to reload like 3 times. Oh, come on. That's really annoying. So yeah, that's why I prefer burst fire instead of just holding the trigger down. And once again, he's moving quickly. I know that he's going to one of the corners. And if you just keep at this, you'll end up with nice big piles that you can just collect. And you will get the trophies or achievements much quicker than if you were to AFK farm it, or just rely on running mobs around the DLC. Because given how quickly he spawns enemies, the chances of ending up with the rarer items are much higher. I recommend trying to farm this weapon at one of the better endgame farming locations, like after you beat Minak and the Claptrap Tartarus loot room opens up. You can end up with this gun from there pretty easily. You can also get it from the General Knox Armory. And you can even find it in the Vault loot room, which is also repeatedly farmable. Beyond the gun, you can try to make your life a bit more easy by having a class mod that benefits the farm. What I'm using right now is a 60% damage SMG, and it also has ammo regeneration. You'll find out, especially when using this weapon, that you run out of ammo really quickly. So ammo regeneration helps a lot. If you don't have that, ammo regeneration, you can find ammo crates littered around the perimeter of the arena. But those, of course, don't last forever. So ammo regeneration is really helpful. But if you don't have it, and you're not going to farm some method of regenerating ammo, you can still do this farm in spurts. And using the ammo crates in the arena to make the farm last a bit longer. Besides this anarchy, you can also try to use elemental weapons if you have them. There's a slice of pizza there too. High chance explosion or shock aren't a bad idea, because if you can keep your fire focused in the hole and you have sustained elemental damage going off, that'll give you an advantage in continuing to take out the enemies as quickly as they spawn. But short of ending up with a harder to find weapon, this, I believe, is by far the easiest weapon to use, and it's very easy to end up with. You'll probably, if you kept it, you know, from just playthrough runs, you'll likely have it in your inventory at this time, whereas something like, you know, a harder to find weapon like a legendary Orion sniper or something, that's not as easy to get your hands on. Even the double savior, that does ×2. However, the clip is relatively small though. Definitely keep your eyes out for an anarchy. It'll be at least ×2. ×4 is ideal. And look for a high fire rate weapon with a high clip. But yeah, that's about it. If you're farming these, especially the what a party that has the pizza. The pizza's the hardest unique item to farm, I found, and I think that's been corroborated by quite a few other people, that the pizza is the hardest one to get. But if you're farming it, good luck, and I hope that this helps you on your farm. Thanks a lot for watching.